Welcome, Supreme Commanders. Hope you're doing very well today. Got a 2 versus 1 ladder for you, and don't think, it sounds dodgy. This is an epic. It's an epic, and it's an action-packed epic. And I, as you know, check most of these 2/3 of the way through-ish, give or take, to make sure that the game's all right, reasonably balanced, no desync, so on and so forth. So I'm not wasting my time recording a video that then I can't upload. And I had no idea which way this was going to go. Absolutely incredible game. So really looking forward to bringing you this one. And it's going to be going down on the Forsaken Frontier. And so let's take a closer look at the game today and Forsaken, the Forsaken Frontier, my command of the English language. Absolutely incredible. I tell you, it's Shakespeare 2.0 in the making here. You're listening to him as absolutely no help from chat GPT required whatsoever to pull that off. Just, of course. I can't speak to save my life, as I'm sure that you are aware. Again, guys, it's been an epic, so that means it's going to last for 60 or more minutes. It's not too far over. Don't want to ruin it entirely. But points, scores, balance, all of that good stuff out the window on this one means absolutely nothing. And so let's teleport on in. Yes, of course, there's no such thing as a 2 versus 1 ladder. It is a 2 versus 2 ladder on paper, but pay no attention to that, and you'll see why in a minute. And so as we jump on in, let's make a start. Unpause the game, we'll zoom out, we'll take a closer look at the map in the minute. We can see here the classic 2 versus 2 ladder, the reds versus the blues. And we're going to start off in the red corner. And you'll see why in a minute. We also got some music there from the trusty Total Annihilation soundtrack. Raider says, what is this? Balance as the Aeon there. The burgundy red down there. Asks for a craw. No doubt a mistype. No doubt means draw. Yeah, there we go. Asks for a draw there. 1329 rated. And faffing off the 0 rated Cybran. Don't think he really is a 0. Says no. And so with that, at the 47, 8, 9, 50 seconds, Raider says, I've played long enough, passes the towel, I'm out of here. And Fafinoff says, what a little female dog. And with that, there's the explosion. We now have our 1 versus 2, or our 2 versus 1 ladder. Now, guys, faffing off, no idea what his rating is. Again, clearly some sort of either a new account or a smurf, or who knows what exactly is going on. What I can tell you is he's certainly not a 0 rated, and I don't think he's a 2000 rated either. But to say he would give Lieutenant General Fluffy a run for his money would not be an understatement, so we'll have to see. One slight thing that's gone his way, and it was very, very close indeed, as you saw, is despite Raider quitting there, the 1329 rated Aeon player, he did manage to finish this factory before he quit, and being a ranked ladder 2 versus 2, that means that full share is on, and he gains control of the factory. The only thing that faffing off inherited, but very important, not only was it an extra factory, but it's an extra faction being the Aeon. And in addition to that, the factory was located down beside these cliff or the valley, in the valley down here. And so that's going to enable him to pour build capacity down there. And so a silver lining there for faffing off, who as Cybran, I'm going to say, 0 rated, we see that there. But of course, he's not going first land and second air. And so we'll take a little look at the map as well in a minute, but let's introduce our blue players now that all of that exciting stuff is out the way. And it's Lieutenant General Fluffy. Now, being from the UK, we say Lieutenant. Now, I'm aware the Americans say it's Lieutenant. And having a closer look at how you spell the word Lieutenant, I have to agree with our American friends on this one. It certainly seems like Lieutenant is not just the way that they say it, but taking a look at the spelling, I have to agree with them. There's no F. There's no F in Lieutenant. That said, General Fluffy does make it up by putting 3 Fs into his name there. I think on this one, if I don't, I'm going to call him Lieutenant, Lieutenant, General. I'm going to call him Fluffy, and everything else in between. But yeah, so far too much time spent there on the electric blue player. Going first land and second air as Aeon, rated 1490. And then last but not least is Kamikaze underscore 667 there in light blue. 1052 going as UEF first land, and Kamikaze already making his or her way towards the mid. I'm going to assume it's a he just because 99.8% of my viewership is male, but of course that may mean nothing. Maybe all the girls play and all the boys watch. You never know. In this case, though, I somewhat doubt it, but I could always be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. The 1052 there making his way towards the middle. And by the way, guys, Kamikaze, it's a fantastic name. It's a play on words, and Katze is like, I think, the German name for a cat. And so, yeah, I just almost man of the match there for that alone. All right, so with that said and done, Kamikaze, I do want to just increase the speed here slightly, because while we take a look at the map here, Forsaken Frontier allegedly is a 20 by 20, but as you can see by this large black border that borders, you know, what is technically a 20 by 20, where these bright white strip lights there by the side of what looks like almost like a computer chip there. I guess it's like a quantum reality matrix or something enclosed here. It is more like a 15 by 15. And it's still going to take, due to the shape of the map, you know, there's no direct line. There's lots of hills, valleys, and so on. It's going to take them a little while there to get across the map. What I can say, though, from Lieutenant General, from Fluffy's point of view, is now that he's the first player to get a scout onto the other side of the map, he's going to realize, I don't think this guy's a zero somehow, faffing off there in red. Our Cybran opponent might not be quite as bad as his score makes out, and so we best not mess around too much on this one. Back to observer view, and I never normally like speeding up replays, but just because it is quite a large map and it's going to take quite a little bit of time for some of the units to get to the other side of the map. Going to have our first bit of action here. Our first shots fired, and the first kill goes down there to Kamikaze, taking off an engineer undefended, as well as a radar that was almost finished, and a mass point. Faffing off very quickly to move in with 4 Manti. Deals with the... Oh, I don't know if there was a scout now, but there was certainly 5 or 6 mech marines. And faffing off deals with those without a single loss. Couple of Mantis very heavily damaged there, though. Now, if we come over to the other side here, see a nice little raid there from Kamikaze as well. Perhaps a little slow to push it through, and Faffinoff says you've come close enough. And with that, at 7 minutes 30 seconds, we can see there, that's it. The initial raiding parties they're over with. Guys, I realize it's quite slow to start this one due to just the size of the map and the limited numbers of players and the weird layout of it. I assure you it's going to be a cracker. So I'm just trying to speed through some of these slower points. But while we are waiting for it to unfold, let's take a little look closely at the map. And so you can see there's sort of, the way I see it, 3 key levels to it. So we've got like this plateau here, which if you like is the top level. Then we've got this level here, which is like the second level. And then further down, we've got another level down here. So we've got 3 distinct levels, all of them capable of being built upon. And there's no direct access between them unless, of course, like here, there's a special ramp built in. But not everywhere has a ramp. And so it makes this map almost like a maze. And notice there is no water on it. And so I'm really fond of this map. It's a brilliant one. And as we wait here, come on. Let's have a little look on the old reclaim while we're waiting for some of these. Some of these figures here I've set to combine. And so you can see there's no massive clumps anywhere, but there's so much mass dotted around that it's certainly worth sending engineers out. Each one of these, I was going to call them pebbles, but they're slightly large stones, let's say. Not huge rocks, but at 38 mass, and there's a bunch there, certainly worth not negating those. Here's more like the pebbles there, 10 mass per piece. And at least for now, still waiting. Let's just speed things up a little bit, just while we really wait for some action. Got some probing attacks here from Fluffy over on the northwest side, and faffing off there. You can see him retreating some forces back, and he's now moving in for the kill. And I think at this moment in time, we can start slowing time down to normal pace. So 11 minutes and this game kicking off in earnest now. Love what General Fluffy's doing there with his Auroras, making use of their range, backs those off the 1490 rated, and that wipes those Mantis off the map, or the Manti, almost for naught. FAForever getting reinforcements in there all the time. And here we see, looks like FAForever says, look, I'm not having you set up shop on this plateau there. That's my side of the 50-way mark, and with a couple of Manti and a group of engineers, that's going to go his way for sure too. Fluffy looking very strong up here, but a nice little raiding party here from FAForever pushes through. 4 kills, 1 kill and 1 kill. Kamikaze says, well, that's as many as you're going to get. No doubt the mass points here, as well as engineers working on the land fact there. If we take a quick look down here, huge run by here from FAForever for this stage of the game, as we saw, quite slow to get going. What we've got here, 16 Auroras together with 7 Mantis. The only thing here I feel missing is a few scouts from FAForever. Sure, you can always throw in anti-air and then artillery pieces, but in terms of how quick they are to produce, it's always worth sending a scout in. Just sprinkle one in to provide intel. Certainly if you're using Auroras. See your Kamikaze go into town with his air. And FAForever now sending in the all-important interceptors, trying to wipe away some of these bombers. See Cats are there, tries to split them off. FAForever picks 2 of them and now going for this contingent down here. And there's very little to stop these other than the bombers there belonging to Kamikaze. And Kamikaze just more bombers. How many has he got? 12 bombers so far. Well, versus Tech 1 armies, especially when there's not a solitary anti-air unit. Tech 1 bombers, brilliant unit to use. See now Kamikaze sending in interceptors of his own to screen the area. It looks here like the damage is done and more reinforcements from FAForever coming through all the time, although still lacking anti-air capability. And take a quick look down here, and that is going to deal what looks like with those mass points down here from Kamikaze. And so FAForever certainly keeping on the pressure despite his rating. And quick glance at control of the map. Looks like FAForever, I'd say, has got about a third of it under his control. And the blue team, between the 2 of them, is not quite 50% thanks to this bit being no man's land at the minute. But certainly close to it, certainly 45%. If we take a look on economies on the 14th minute, 319 versus 141. So the blue team at this moment in time, a 2-to-1 mass ahead per tick. And FAForever managing to get a run by here on one of Kamikaze's expansions. All Tech 2 mass points. Problem is, as we said before, it's got these Tech 1 bombers overhead. And I'd like to see FAForever here prioritize what he wants to go for. Go for the power, go for the mass points, go for something. To fire at mass storage feels like a little bit of a waste. And it looks like Kamikaze is eventually going to deal with that. And for very little damage, I think that could have been a lot worse. Having lost 1 hydro and 4 Tech 1 power plants there. Kamikaze breathe a sigh of relief. Once again, we got another little run-by attempt over here from FAForever. This time, he does have anti-air guns in the mix, and the Mantis going to work on the wall section. So you can see just how long it takes one of them to chew through that wall section. I just adjust the camera and apply it there. And that's why players make such use of these. It buys them a lot of time. And again, nice little raids here. We've got the attack here. We've got the raid over here. We had the attack here. We've got a little raid here. And so if there was any doubt as to is this guy zero, I think that's all but gone now. These are Tech 2 mass extractors over here belonging to General Fluffy. And with the Manti, as well as a couple of artillery pieces, providing the bombers from Kamikaze don't get over here. And now He should be able to bag those. There goes one of them. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, no, but the artillery fires on the wrong unit. And with 74 hit points there, some 5% health. Fluffy manages to hold on to one of his mass points. That was just a manual target away from getting it. Of course, FAForever gonna be APM saturated on this one. Fluffy here getting huge numbers up top, General Fluffy. How many factories has he got here? He's got 4, 8, 11 factories there, pumping out units, the Aeon. And it looks like Aura Business is Auroras with the occasional scout. This here extremely vulnerable from air. Tech 1 bomber. Anyways, for a Tech 1 army, but certainly the Auroras making a nice front here, and the old attack move order there. And General Fluffy trying to utilize the range to the maximum capacity. And FAForever has got himself in a situation. But FAForever here with ASF, 17 minutes. And that, if he decides to use it, will put to bed all these Tech 1 bombers that Kamikaze's been using to devastating effect. What did you say? Click on the wrong thing. Come on, Observer, not -9. There we go. So FAForever there, of course, having enjoyed the use of that quantum reactor for so long. Got 2 strats back in base, more ASF here. Working on more power, is stalling, has himself a second fusion reactor there. Working on a third, he's got a Tech 2 power there. And is putting himself some drone kennels by the power. Is himself still a Tech 2. And now we see this air engage, ASF versus ASF. And it looks like FAForever has got the numbers. And Fluffy still fancying his chances. Down to just 4 ASF. I suspect now is using them to do a little bit of scouting. Trying to prevent some of these bombers having their ways there with General Fluffy's spam. And now FAForever using strat bombers versus all of this spam, and so the cat is out the bag for the blue team. He's got strats, and with all of this Tech 1 as well as the ASF there from FAForever, I think Gen Fluffy at this point is throwing good money after bad as he trickles in more and more air. And what was a huge force here belonging to Fluffy, yes, he's going to bag himself a couple more Tech 2 mass extractors. But I'm not sure he's going to get too much else done. We've also got engineers back here from FAForever throwing down Cerberus turrets. And with that attack over. And here we see now the strat bombers belonging to FAForever making their ways over to the other side of the map. And first order of business, the point defense. And now getting to work on factories, including this one here that's been upgraded to a Tech 2 there from Fluffy. And huge forces down here from FAForever as well. And so as we get towards the 20th minute, just 20 seconds or so to go. Game now wide open. And these strats having their ways. Now FAForever's got to be paying attention here with his air screen. Goes after the ASF. The ASF there from Fluffy pick off one of the strat bombs and get themselves the second as well. Although, again, at cost of all going down. Now Fluffy continues to trickle in ASF needlessly here. He's going to lose all of those. Does send some scouts over towards FAForever's base. And they make their way through. And that is going to provide him with intel and see exactly what is going on. Once again, large squad here, or a large division of Auroras, still all at the Tech 1 stage, and it's again just Auroras and scouts, not seeing anything else there in the mix. And with a huge number of Tech 1 bombers from FAForever, I think together with these ASF, this base here belonging to Gen Fluffy may not be too far from going down. See the blue team being comfortably in control of the middle of the map. There hasn't been too much action down the center. We see there is a route through here connecting the two teams. That is so often the case when there's a map with three or more avenues of attack. For whatever reason, the middle avenue always seems the least likely to be used. Certainly that's been my experience on Forge Lines forever. So often the meta, usually commander one way, army the other way, even on a 1 versus 1. And Kamikaze still picking off these run-bys from FAForever once again with bombers and gunships. Although this time, FAForever did sprinkle a few anti-air guns in the mix, and we saw how effective they were at dealing with those bombers there from Kamikaze. Perhaps not so good versus Tech 2 gunships, but I think it's done its job. While FAForever here still going to town with his huge air force belonging to Gen Fluffy. Like to see Fluffy here trying to get some reclaim. You can see there he is trying to get what he can with these engineers. May as well pause the rest of the factories. They're just wasting economy at this point, trying to produce more stuff that they can't possibly finish. And even if they do, the units are only going to be online for a second until they get bombed. And with that there, FAForever finally addresses what's been a huge problem. Seen so many units come up here. Of course, they dealt this base, not this base out half a game ago at this point, and pressured him all the way back. Though FAForever now directly constructing Tech 3 mass extractors using these T3 engineers. I really like the Tech 3 mass extractors, not just because, of course, they produce more mass, but they are resistant to a strategic bomb. And here we see now Kamikaze with a bunch of Titans, the Tech 3 bots, going up against some Auroras, and they're going to get through without much problem. I do just want to focus on what we got over here. It's just 4 Tech 1 bombers, and Fluffy there, wise to it, quick on the uptake. Credit to the bombers, though. They do deal with the engineers working on these two mass extractors there. So very nice indeed. And once again, FAForever just continuing to run by here, there, and everywhere. Together with some engineers on the front line, trying to get what he can from the wreckage there. We can see there now many, many thousands of mass scattered across the map, but nowhere too centrally. Kamikaze is still making huge gains with these bombers. But what I'm interested in right now are these Titans that are working their way up. We can see over there the Air Force of FAForever going to town on another run-by attempt from Fluffy, but we're going to focus on this. As one Titan goes headlong into a bunch of Auroras and a point defense. Are they going to get a second one? Yes. What about the third? Well, that looks like that's going to be it. So I think FAForever is going to have to rely on his air now. It's working on point defense, but I got to feel this is a little bit like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic as she's going down. You need guns, point defense. Strat bomber will do nicely, and with that, just 3 Titans remain. And we do now finally have a point defense back here. Tech 2 point defense from the UEF picks off a heavily damaged Titan. Just 2 there remaining from Kamikaze. But they have caused a large amount of damage. This one with 11 kills, this one here with 7. Mostly build capacity, of course. We've got the point defense. All these Aurora and point defense back here. Kamikaze actually splitting his units off. This one's on the suicide mission with 18 kills now. And this one is going to try get back to base. Strat bomb finally finishes off that forward Titan. And this one may be going down as well to a strat bomb. Not just yet, but it's days. Gotta be feeling like they're numbered. There's a strat bomb. Misses. Some real nice micro there from Kamikaze, but there's only so much micro you can do when there's numerous strat bombs overhead. FAForever finally rectifying the situation there. Minute 25. Let's have another quick look at the old eco front. So in comes 642 versus 350, favoring the blue team. And so again, almost a 2 So 1 advantage for the blue team. And of course, full share is on. So if one of these guys goes down, the other player is going to inherit all of that. Despite that, FAForever still looks like he's got air dominance, at least where it matters. Huge scout run there from Fluffy. Wants to know exactly what is this guy up to. We know he's not a noob. Gotta be checking out he's not working on a surprise anywhere. Kamikaze with a lovely little Tech 1 bomber run over here. Deals with the anti-air unit. And these are all Tech 2 mass extractors. There's 4 of them there. And once again, FAForever using the old strap bomb to work on these Tech 3 Titans from Kamikaze, working their ways through. Perhaps not the best place in the world to hang out ever. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake there. Well, they're just missing some anti-air defense. Need to be a little bit more aggressive. And suddenly, whoa, this one guy here, if I can get the camera into the right position. Gotta be panicking a little bit. And now he's not. All right, quick look elsewhere. How are we doing? We've got some big attack now from FAForever. Got some Tech 3 bots of his own, the Cyber and Loyalists. As flanked with some Mantis. Again, no anti-air, at least not that I can see there. You've got a solitary Tech 1 Sky Slammer. Perhaps he feels that he's got air dominance and doesn't need to be wasting any time working on Tech 3 anti-air. And again, these strap bombers, no doubt, keeping him in the game down here. Kamikaze continuing to make attacks there with the Titans, together with some Tech 1. But they're on the brink of going down. There they go. Got a few Titans here. This way, Kamikaze, you need to push. Push. Don't just hold there. This is working hugely in FAForever's favor. He's able to just chuck air onto this. So Kamikaze says, I hear, I'm going. And here he goes. 8 Titans, flanked with some spam. Transport ship goes down. And yes, hugely important. Oh, no. Go for the Ion. He was working on the Ion and he retargets. He's going for the engineers. No. Kamikaze, if you ever get to see this. The Ion reactor. FAForever, no doubt, breathes a sigh of relief. Has got bricks in. They're now going for Tech 1 power gens. And I don't believe it. FAForever telemasers and picks off Lieutenant General Fluffy. 28 minutes, 33 seconds. Chips were down. And with that, I don't think he cares what happens to his ion reactor. Does finally deal with the situation. And have a quick look in chat there. Gen Fluffy says he's tellying. And with that, it's now a 1 versus 1 after 28 minutes. FAForever versus Kamikaze. Kamikaze, the 1052. And with that, it's going to take a little bit of time to inherit everything. Get all the factories up and running. See exactly what he's got, what engineers, what he can do. General was working on a donut here. That's now a huge wreck. And it wasn't complete, but it can't have been far off. 18,700 and some mass there. And looks like Fluffy, at least for now, is going to remain in chat beyond the grave, giving advice. He says, more point defense on your commander and get away from the power generator. Of course, FAForever just needs to telemaser here. Although I think with all of these Tech 3 point defense, even if he is able to kill Kamikaze, I think they would kill FAForever before he was able to jump out or before the game completes. Now working on more shields. Yes. And then with another shield and another shield. Kamikaze here with a nuke. It's ready and the missile is about half done. And now he's using his drones to try and assist the old nuke there. He's also got a strategic missile defense that's got 2 in the clip. And having another look elsewhere. Well, some more desperate spam being thrown forward. I think FAForever has finally managed to plug that gap. This time, is sending some anti-air units in. The Tech 3 bouncers there, belonging to the Cybrans as he rolls bricks and loyalists forwards. And with that, I don't think we're going to see any more spam get anywhere close to his base. Quick check in over here. And looks like Katsa there's reclaimed the old UFO. And Katsa here with a huge air grid. Just gets a load of strap bombers online. What we got here, 12 of them. And is he working on more? And the answer is yes. Every single air factory working on more strap bombs. All these are close to Tech 3, says Fluffy, giving more and more advice to Kamikaze, who has got to be panicking at this point. If we take a look at the map now, it is a 50-50 split. Not both players have 50% of the map. Looks like they both got about a third each. And there's about a third in no man's land. Although that said, faffing off, for some reason, slow to capitalize on a lot of the mass points that rightfully his. And let's have a quick look on the old shift. Yeah, he's slow even to give the orders. So you can't just say it's because he's working on Tech 3 mass points. And again, if we take a look at the economic disparities now, there's 767 versus 354 now, 800. And so it's still a 2-to-1 advantage to the blue team. And so I'm really surprised faffing off is dominating quite the way he is, because he's been about on half the economy all game. Every time we've looked, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but it's about halfways. And yeah, mass point there belonging to Kamikaze. This guy, if you ever see something like this, it's worth destroying. Even if you don't care, oh, it's only 2 mass per tick, yes. But it acts as a little bit of intel there that may give the other guy a little heads up as to what you're doing. And take a look here, faffing off. Jumps back, it's a 5-star. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh my goodness. 5,000, 2,000. Oh, and he jumps out just as the last bomb that was about to hit him drops out the sky. Here comes the first nuke we heard launch there. Oh, and it's only half loaded, the nuke defense. And with that, faffing off loses a large percentage of his build capacity as well as his base. And there you see him having jumped into the right corner back. 4,200 hit points. He's a Tech 3 teleporting Maser commander. You can actually see there, the thing that fires the laser out of the chest is actually the thing that's on fire, interestingly enough. And with that, we'll have a quick look over here. Kamikaze making huge use of these strap bombs, going after that large Tech 3 army that we saw. It was middle to large there from faffing off. And so these strap bombers right now, how many has he got? 24. So if I was Katsi right now, I would tie up the air of the opponent using my ASF. All right, you maybe don't know, we ahead, behind, I don't know. But I just took out half of his air grid. And then use these strap bombers to go after targets. Yes, faffing off is starting to litter his base with SAM sites. That's why speed is key. The more you wait, the more he's going to rebuild the air grid, the more SAM sites he's going to get. Here we see Katsa taking a little gander over here. Tell you what would be a real good target for these strap bombers. Here. This base. Oh, no, he's flying them unescorted. And it's not the bouncers per se that bothers me. It's these ASF from faffing off. Let's have a quick look. Faffing off, does he have intel? Well, yes, he does. There we see he's got an Omni sensor. What about Katsa? Katsa's got one as well. So both players with Omni sensors able to see 99% of the map there. Oh my goodness, some incredible micro here from faffing off. I'm not sure how much that was micro versus a change of direction just at the right time. Oh, once again, Katsa makes a huge mistake. Flies over all his strap bombers. And faffing off makes him pay. And now the air engage. Let's just have a quick look on numbers here. It's about 100 there for Kamikaze. About 80 there for FAForever. FAForever manages to break off. And then eats yet another nuke with yet another strategic missile defense that was yet almost 50% loaded. So blue team there, Kamikaze, getting some huge value on these nukes. And sends out yet another raid here. We've got 6 strat bombers over here. We've got another 13 in back. And is that it? It is. The 19 there in total. And once again, FAForever picks them out of the sky. It's sad to see. Katsa, though, making up for some of the mistakes in the air with those nukes. And FAForever once again pushing through. Land units. It's kind of crucial that he gets these here because all of these Tech 2, including the land HQ there. In fact, they're all land HQs. I'm not sure what Kamikaze's doing here. All of these are HQs. Perhaps Kamikaze not aware of the support factories. Of course, that never used to exist. When I used to play, I remember them bringing that in right at the end. The idea was being that you didn't have to basically lag out games by having a million Tech 1 engineers supporting factories. And this time, Kamikaze screening his strategic bombers and FAForever going in for an air engage. At least initially, FAForever getting the better turn. Kamikaze's air just stood there for some reason. Not entirely sure what that was, but I'm sure if we would have paused that and counted numbers, Katsa had the and some terrible turns there from Katsa, and that is a huge win from FAForever. I'm sure if we won that back 30 seconds, guys, the blue team had the numbers. Katsa does buy his strategic bombers some time to have their way with his land army, but now FAForever, all he has to do is hang around in the area, together with a lot of these bouncers here from FAForever, are going to cause a lot of damage. Once again, Katsa trickling in, this time insufficient ASF numbers, and FAForever really making him pay here. Sure, there's not too much left, but FAForever trickling in, Tech 3 units all the time. Starting to look like FAForever finally breaking through despite what we saw going on there with the old nukes. And what's happening here? Well, it looks like he's going for a teleport, and so I'm going to select him and get quick. Let's follow. There he is, jumping into the back of Katsa's base. Oh, he's going after the air grid. What a stroke of beauty. Huge oversight there from Kamikaze, not putting point defense down. Yes, does have 3 strategic bombers in the area. There's a 4th and a 5th, but FAForever with his ASF in the area. Oh, it's not too far, 5,000. But the air grid is gone. FAForever now working on jumping out, 5,500 hit points, getting himself 6,500 per second. Eats another strat to the face. 2008, 2009, 3,000. Oh my goodness, where's the point defense? Katsa. Urayon, no excuse. Oblivion point defense. And Katsa looks like he panics a bit. Is spitting out Tech 1 bombers as well as the broadswords. Well, just they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So Katsa says, well, I know what then. Let's give him another nuke. Once again, FAForever getting some huge trades here versus all these broadswords. And Katsa sends him over the one place that he can. Essentially, let's track this nuke. Oh, a bit of a missed opportunity there. FAForever. Oh, it's going to be close. And with that, the nuke bags itself just 2 ion reactors. That was so close. FAForever just, well, Let's keep it child. Not child, but let's keep it 18 friendly. Let's say it like that. A whisker, a cat whisker's hair away from death. And importantly, keeps his air grid here as well. I think if that nuke had landed there or taken out the commander, it would have been very close. And this strategic missile defense here had none in the clip. Kind of vulnerable. Would like to see perhaps a little shield over it or something like that. And so, yeah, as we approach the 41st minute, strategic bomber now from FAForever doing some damage. I think this is the first time we've seen him get aggressive with some air on the other side of the map. Seen him, of course, working wonders with these ASF. Of course, the constant trickle of units. FAForever's certainly been dominating in that department. And Katza, who's wasted, I don't want to use the word waste, but spent an awful lot on air to ground, like the broadswords, like the strat bombers, and he's just not been able to look after them properly. But let's be fair, they're the only thing that's kept him in the game versus this relentless tide of Tech 3, almost like spam, the way FAForever is sending it across the map. And this strategic bomber here, oh no. No, 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 no. That's got to feel good for FAForever, but for everybody else, I'm sure you felt the pain. I certainly did. Just managed to get one of them through, but for how long? Well, just... Is he actually sent the broadsword? He's going to get it. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Let's have a look over here. Tech 1 bomber spam versus FAForever's side plateau there. 2 Tech 3 capped off mass points. And looks like he's going to be close. I suspect what would have been a little of a better target would have been the strategic missile defenses here. Both of these, though, still empty. And here it comes. And this time, FAForever on his main center of production, his main air grid, his main power generation facilities going up there inside the 43rd minute that's just ticked around. Kamikaze just about holding the line here with the Tech 2. Breaks there, as well as the old loyalists getting some huge trades for Kamikaze. For FAForever, I beg your pardon, Kamikaze there with the Tech 2. And looks like for now, again, just about able to hold. They're the mid there. Very definition of a no man's land. Anybody that goes there is liable to get shot from either team. And looks like FAForever was able to hang on to that strat bomber and comes down. Is he going to finish it off? Yes, he is. Bags himself the Tech 3 mass extractor there. With a large scout run by. And what's this? Oh my goodness. Samsite Central. This here from Kamikaze. You do not want to fly over there. And Kamikaze, 44 minutes, launching yet another nuke. How many? That's that thing. 142 kills. It's a 5-star nuke, having bagged itself 144,000 worth of mass in target. Oh, and the strategic missile defense was only 88 or so % loaded, and it's going into the back. Oh, FAForever is running into the blast zone. But he's going to be too far away. A little bit of luck there. Oh, and it looks like FAForever, he may hold on to the all-important structures at the back here. Quantum gateways, some kennel stations, 2 ion reactors. The shields does go down, but loses 5 of the mass points. And it looks like the next time a nuke comes over, he may have one in the clip. That is, of course, assuming that FAForever can do something about this run by here. Kamikaze with a whole bunch of T3 units. Most of them are very heavily damaged, but do have a fully repped up shield again. In fact, they all are. What's happened to all of these? They're all like down to 10%. All equally. Perhaps they all ate one strap to the face or something like that. Faffing off with a few loyalists, but of course, despite the very heavy damage here to these Titans, the shield is the problem. This brick here, the first unit from faffing off, providing him a glimmer of hope. Come on, bring these through together. Do have a stealth gen here, but that's not much use when your opponent is visually knocking on the door. And the strategic miss defense there with 2/3. Missile complete goes down. The shields, now the kennel stations as well. This leaves this whole area wide open. Faffing off once again, finding himself on the back foot. And now a large number of broadswords here from Kamikaze, who's managed to get himself 13 of them in a large squadron. And going after the sporadically placed SAM sites there belonging to faffing off. It's a couple of bouncers, and so far that's working very well for him. But out comes a nuke from Kamikaze. He's got to destroy this strategic missile defense, and it has one in the clip. And where's the nuke going? Oh, it might wander into the area. It's going to be close. It's very close. Oh, and it flies through. Just. Let's have a look how close. Oh my goodness. Closer it could not have been. Right around there. It's like Kamikaze recognizes his mistake. Is working on it. No. You need to bring one of these and bring it right to the very edge. Let's have a quick look elsewhere. It looks like faffing off once again. Telling around the map. And these again. All Tech 2 and Tech 3 HQs here from Kamikaze. Cats, if you ever see this, make one HQ and then support factories. It's much cheaper. Faffing off now. Again, retaining air control, no doubt thanks to wiping out the air grid there belonging to Katsu. To his credit, I don't know whether this was kept online or whether he's managed to rebuild some of this. Difficult to say, I don't recall.
Strategic launch detected.
And another nuke out. How many kills has this got now? 169. 164,000 mass. There goes the nuke. This one now not having a clip. And is he going for faffing off? Well, faffing off certainly thinks so. And he's jumping away. Faffing off gets out just as the nuke gets in. And with that, faffing off does manage to bag himself a Tech 3 mass extractor. Sorry, Kamikaze does. Faffing off, jumping to the other side of the map, and then jumping again, now into the far corner. Very nice reaction. It looks like finally, Katsu here recognizing the problem. Not entirely sure who got the final blow there. Either way, the nuke defense is done. I was wondering, does Katsu... I mean, he should have him on... No, he doesn't. He doesn't have him on radar. And that's thanks to this stealth gen that faffing off is producing. As we approach the 50th minute, guys. That's the first little mistake there we've seen from faffing off. But the problem is, he's got so many SAM sites littering the area that despite the mistakes, some real nice turns here from Katsu. Fighting over the enemy's air defense network. Oh, it's close though. Still have these broadswords. Does Katsu working for him? Not quite as many as we saw. Now we see the nuke, no doubt trying to deal with some of these areas that faffing off is using for escape. Where is faffing off's commander? Well, he's there, back on the original plateau. As long as he has a read on which way the nuke is going, he can ensure he doesn't jump into it. Once again, faffing off Picking up on a mistake made by Katza, who's losing a huge number of broadswords there for naught. Once again, horrific to see. And will someone please do something about this? I don't know. Drop a strap bomb or two on it. Katza, move them. Or do something. There we see the nuke there. Dealing with that corner and the stealth gen, as well as one of the mass points. But that certainly won't prevent FAForever using it again. Katza now with a fatty, strolling through no man's land, making his way towards FAForever's base in the northeast. And with 3 kills thus far, also see some units down here belonging to FAForever, but now they're going to eat fatty fire of their own. In fact, Katza with 2 fatties down here. It's like Gen Fluffy's long since run away, or has elected not to say anything. Now, the last bit of advice coming in some while ago now. And these fatties, well, if he moves this one and can get his angler dangle right, there we see it. Is now raining down into the valley. If only the camera would stay. Well, I'll just have to hold it there for a sec. And that's going to be some nice trades there. Quick look over on the other side of the map. Once again, broadswords from Kamikaze. Once again, unescorted. Once again, faffing off, picking up on the mistake. And a high target value there. Achieves nothing. Got an undefended fatty here making his way towards the front line. And faffing off once again. It really feels like right now it's a skilled player with less versus a lower skilled player but that's got more of everything, including the nuke. And it's very finely balanced. Too close to call is this one. Certainly, if the players were reversed, I think FAForever would be able to win this with what the blue player has right now. Again, a lovely nuke preventing the opponent. Bags himself a number of support commanders there, as well as the 5 mass points that had been rebuilt. But once again, sparing the very back there, the quantum gateway, the fusion reactors, as well as these support commanders here. All RAS presets there from FAForever. Finally, sending some strap bombs to deal with the situation here. Kamikaze, who looks like he's got numbers on ASF. Don't forget, FAForever having lost his air grid some while ago, thanks to that nuke. Looks like FAForever desperately trying to repay the favour. Just managed to get a couple of units through, but they're walking into banks. Point defence. Katza finally realising, yeah, A on point defence, if nothing else, will stop these units, will dissuade teleporting commanders from paying a visit as well. Using Fat Boy Fire defensively. Most of the rounds still missing, unfortunately for Katza. Yes, it's not working out too well for him right now. Does have a much better place fatty up here though. This one's getting much better value. That's plugging the gap. Oh, strategic missile defense there from FAForever. Placed it right next to this unit. I'm really surprised. Oh, there we go. FAForever's finally had enough of this. Says, look, you guys have been shooting for about half an hour. You've managed to kill about 2 units in that time. It's time I put you to bed. Good night. Now, Fatty here finds itself getting a little surrounded. 14 kills to its name. 16,000 mass killed during that time. And now with strap bombs overhead. FAForever says, I don't want you. Shield finally buckles, and with that, Fatty very vulnerable. Just 3,000 hit points left. Kamikaze electors to surround the Fatty with pillars for some unknown reason. They're certainly not going to help versus the strats. Fight goes down, and immediately the priority shifts to the second fatty. And now Katza finally moving in with his ASF, and FAForever recognizes the blue player has the advantage, runs away, but not before losing the second fatty. And now Katza making a huge mistake, in my opinion, pursuing the inferior Air Force over Iraq. 1991 Baghdad. Oh my goodness, you don't want to be hanging around over there. I don't know how many SAM sites there are there, but far too many to count. FAForever does get in the back of Kamikatze's base with a solitary strat bomb. Gets itself 4 kills before then succumbing to the Air Force. And once again, Katze, he really likes pursuing down this valley. Once again, the old UEF Titans. This time has a Cougar in tow. 2 of them, in fact more than 2, more trickling through all the time. Walking SAM site there from UEF, although I think it's more like a Shilka, just radar guided. Lead fills the sky, or perhaps it's plasma. Kamikatze just, with this huge economic advantage, able to just pump out these fatties despite losing them. Solitary brick manages to break through, but that's going to go down. Now these 2 fatties working together. It's like if he keeps them still, if he doesn't walk them headlong into this, that's it. They may just be able to repel that. This fatty here putting out longer range fire. Priorities surely got to be these. Once again, that's just hanging around too much right near the opponent's main base. Push it in, bring it out, do something. But don't just hang there, man. You're giving your opponent too much time to think about it. FAForever breaking through left, right, and center. And how are we doing on the old nuke? Well, he's got 2 in the clip, and he's nuking 1. And I'd like to see Kamikatze use those nukes as soon as he's got them made, going after any place. And FAForever, having just finished his strategic missile defense up here, has none in the clip. And the nuke is going elsewhere, though. We saw this one get rebuilt from FAForever, also has none in the clip. And Katze, well, not entirely sure what he's going after there. That's a little bit of a misclick. I think FAForever's going to breathe a sigh of relief on that one. I'm just starting to think now, come on. I am rooting for Katze, clearly. Our blue UEF friend is, and I don't think he'll mind us saying, the underdog on this one. And FAForever, despite the economic disparity, is now ahead. Despite being behind all game. We see that it's 2 million versus 1.5 favoring the blue team. But now 1,100 versus 700 favoring red. Nice place nuke there. Deals with an air grid together with some drone kennel stations there. Wasn't fully established, but it was certainly going that way. And now finally Katze moving in with this contingent here. It's a whole bunch of Tech 1 point defense there from FAForever. It's not perhaps presenting the best front ever. We'll have to see what Katze is able to pull off here. And now with a 3rd nuke coming through. And look at all these RAS presets that they may be about to bag themselves. Oh, and they get them all together with the mass points. Huge nuke there from Katze. And this time, he's defending his fat boy with ASF. And he brings his broadswords back. He doesn't throw them away. Katze is learning fast on this one. And these group of Tech 3 do finally break through. Oh, but they're going to run into a Monkey Lord. FAForever's been able to knock that one out in the nick of time. A quick look elsewhere. That seems to be where it's at right now. Monkey Lord versus Tech 3. Oh, don't turn around, turn around. Come on. Oh, no, no. But cats are going to run after the Monkey Lord. That's the worst thing you could have done. You needed to run away from it. No. Spiderbot there. 22 kills, 1-star vet, bagging itself. 13,200 mass worth of enemy units right there. And guys, we're officially into an epic game, the 1 hour mark. And it's still 50-50. It's still too close to call. We've still got no man's land through the middle. And it's currently 950 versus 750, 800 mass. So we can say about a 9 to 8 advantage. Currently favouring faffing off. Although, being on the receiving end of multiple nukes, being unable to establish a main base. Because of that, let's have a little look here. And there's the next one out the clip. 404,000 mass killed from this solitary nuke launcher there. Only one of them having been shot down thus far. Let's have a little look. Does this one have one in the clip? Yes, it does. And I'm wondering, is this the beginning of the end of the dominance enjoyed by that nuke launcher there? No doubt keeping Katsu in the game as long as it has a nice move here with the broadswords, deals with those bricks. Managed to bag themselves a couple of mass extractors as well as a couple of SAM sites. Just wondering what's the old Air Force situation right now. Let's have a quick look. Really interested in the ASF numbers. Well, it's 90, let's call it, for faffing off versus 107 for Kamikaze. So, quite close. Quite close. It's going to come down to micro. Oh, and the huge strap bombs. Katsu once again leaving his fatties undefended. Faffing off breaking off from attacking the fat boy before the job was done. Shield collapsed and 2/3 of its health went down. Surely a mistake, and now Katsu running headlong after the ASF. That's it. Good move there from Katsu. Realizes the threat is the ASF, not the strap bombs that are already behind all of this SAM site wall. And unfortunately, a few bricks trickled. Oh no, there's enough point defense here, I think. Together to deal with those bricks, and a couple of loyalists as well there from faffing off. And now what's this? Well, Monkey versus 2 fatties. That's only ever going to go Monkey Lord's way, assuming it gets in range. Katsu tries to back off with a couple of purses, but it's too little too late. It's a 5-star Monkey Lord this. 51,000 mass killed thus far. Once again, Katsu pushing forward with fatties. If only he can keep these protected from the sky. If these fatties move together, they can give each other covering fire, supporting fire. Monkey Lord over here runs into a bunch of Titans, as well as some broadswords. Your broadswords. And looks like their bot going, oh, it's going to be close. Does then go down, thanks to a shot from these purses. And a lovely air engage there from Katz. Gets on faffing off's tail, and together with the superior numbers, surely that's going Blue's way. And indeed it is. Very, very nice. Although faffing off takes advantage of the confusion and the battle on the far side of its field. Sends strap bombers versus the fatties. Gets 2 of them. Oh, it's going to be close. Does he get the 3rd? No. Kamikaze. No, 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 no. Stay away. Stay. No, no, no. No. No, 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 no. Wow. And the fatty shield comes back on in the nick of time. Just as that. Stay with the fatty. Oh my goodness. Lord help me. Please help me. Please. Oh, strap bomb Bags itself a bunch of ASF that were on the Fatty's air repair pad. Trying to repair. He eventually gets it. And the next nuke out from Kamikaze. Oh, and it's gone shot down. And the Fatty goes down as well. Nice broadsword pickup though from Katza, working on all of these RAS preset support commanders. One goes down. Going for a SAM site. Work on the support commanders. One, because they're just going to build more and more SAM sites. Oh no. No, Katza's got... No. Go for the support. Oh no. No. Quick look elsewhere. Faffing off with a massive strap bomb snipe. Kamikaze's nuke launcher finally goes up 1 hour 5 minutes. Yes, he's going to lose a lot of these strap bombs. Katza's commander back here undefended. Faffing off finally moves in for the commander. 9,500. 6,800 hit points. Oh, there's 3 more. 1,500. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour 6 minutes. Faffing off pulls it back. And not only did Kamikaze lose a game that was only his to win, I've lost your voice. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best 2 versus 1s I've ever seen. And with that, congratulations, faffing off. Well, let's have a guess. What rating do you think this guy is? I'll have first tips. I reckon he's about 1,800. Do let us know your thoughts on that in the comments section. Ensure you leave a like if you did enjoy that. And until next time, guys, wherever in the world you may be, all of that good stuff from me. Could have introduced that a little more calmly. Nice to see you again, and I hope to see you again soon. Now let's finish that off now properly. Wherever in the world you may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care. Bye-bye.